Welcome in. It's the Players' Championship at TPC at Sawgrass. I am Stan Gentry alongside Hyzer Flip. He's on the sticks. I'll just be talking to you today as we take a look at the first hole. You know, you talk about Sawgrass, very historic hole. It's built on 415 acres in northeastern Florida swampland. It's got dozens of deep pot bunkers strategically placed to catch even a slightly misplaced shot. Thick, rough, that features craters and mounds, tall, shot-obstructing palm trees, and rock-hard, lightning-fast greens. I'm rock-hard just thinking about it. All right, here we go.
Then you've got to take that walk around the pond to that famous Island Green 17, the par 3.
And it's a nice shot. It's going to be in that rough right outside that bunker here, but only 94 yards to go. Now, you know, you come for the commentary, you stay for the 17th hole here at TPC, the unbelievably beautiful Island Green, and we'll get to that, but a lot to get to before we get to that hole, and it starts right here at 1, a tough shot out of the light rough as Hyzer gets ready to show you how it's done. We're using master clubs. We don't do none of that funny business. We play it all out. And a line drive rocket right towards the hole, big bounce, and that's going to get away from him off the backside and into the light rough as well. And the crowd is clapping. I don't know why the crowd's clapping, but they like that one. Now then, I'm just going to go with that right there, and that's a good shot. You know, the big thing here at Sawgrass is managing the nerves early. And Hyzer has had a tendency in past videos, if you've seen, to start off a little slow, but it's all about getting back into it. To be about a 27-foot putt here. This would save par on hole 1. And he brought his purse to the course today, and he hit it with it right there. And that one goes. An early bogey, get the butterflies out of the system, and get ready for hole 2. The tournament Players' Championship has been played at adjacent Sawgrass Country Club from 1977 through 1981. 1 year than originally planned, as heavy rains during construction pushed its debut back a year. But we're here in 2019. It is the Coronavirus Cup, as they're calling it here, as we get ready for hole 2. It is a par 5, 510 yards. Just a little bit of a headwind here, 5 miles per hour. Going to put a little bit of draw on this one. A very fast through swing here. That's going to kick off to the left into that tough stuff on the left, the light rough. And now about 209 to play here, and that's, he can reach it in 2 here in this par 5. Gets a hold of that one, and that's tracking. Oh, come on, somebody. And he will have that for eagle.
Fantastic. And hitting this
fantastic, says John McCarthy, I believe is what he says his name is on the coverage here. Also the referee in the UFC. So about what he saw on the last hole, 24 foot this time around. It's going to go from left to right on him here. Just want to get it close to get right back to even here. Oh my goodness! Oh wow!
Very nice stroke on that one.
And the butterflies are gone. They've been eaten. And just like that, he is 1 under after the bogey start on 1, and we go to the 3rd hole. This is an ace run, folks. 163, par 3. You got that big bunker, and it's a tough green if you don't get there. You want to make sure you get there. That's a tough front edge of this green. 155 out, a left to right wind of about 6 miles per hour. Just look at the flashy flashy attire he goes with here.
Going with
He wants the fans to notice him. And that one's going tracking left towards that bunker, and that's where it'll be.
And that one's going to miss the green. Too much club on that, I think.
Gonna have to trust the sand wedge here. Just not taking much time. He's just going right at it here. The pace of play is what a lot of fans talk about with Hyzer. Plays it really fast. He doesn't care what you think. His golf etiquette, you know, he's going to push the players he plays with to push the pace. Now then, that wedge gets up there, and this will be for Bogey to get back to even. And that's right down the middle. A nice putt there. Staying at even, an up and down round so far. If you're just joining us here, it went bogey, a nice eagle on hole 2, and then a bogey on 3. And right there at even, leaders at 4 under as you take a look at the leaderboard. We go to a pretty short par 4 here, 352. It should be a second shot that will be pretty short here for Hyzer. A little headwind won't help a whole lot, but not reachable. And that one right over the edges of the trees. That gets up high, and that is right down the middle where you like it.
And about 100 yards to the pin from here.
Now within 100 yards to the pin. 7 degrees of wind coming back at you here. Taking a look at that sand wedge. Puts that one up high and tracking to the green. That looks great. That looks fantastic, and it is. Wow!
And this putt's for birdie.
And he will have about 8 feet for bird to get back in the red. Oh, and he just puts enough on that. Oh, that one just tinkered right in there. The fans love it. Only saw one guy clapping in the background, but he's happy. He loves some Hyzer flip. And we move on to hole 5. Bogey, eagle, bogey, birdie. So far. And now another par 4. This one a little longer, 445. If you take a look at the TPC at Sawgrass scorecard, this one plays, as that one gets into the bunker there, this one plays as the 3rd hardest hole on the course. About 125 from the hole here. Pitch and wedge. Great back and forth. That one's tracking. Oh my goodness! Oh, he almost dunked it in there! Wow! Send it in, Hyzer! And that's what I call a tap in and wave to the fans and say, we're coming. And we're here.
Our leader today currently on top of things with a round of
2 under through 5 as he goes back-to-back birdies, and we go to hole number 6. It plays as the 13th hardest hole, so more relatively easy. Another par 4, and it's pretty short, 380. You want to avoid that big bunker on the left. And then it goes down and gets narrow and narrower the farther you go down the fairway here. Again, and we've seen a lot of just a little bit of wind coming back towards us here, wasting no time. That one a little bit left, heading toward the trees, hoping for a good kick here.
Man, this shot he's taken,
and it does. I mean, that's how you draw it up. Just bank it off the left side of the rough, back into the fairway. Easy does it. Within 100 yards, this is where Hyzer really feels comfortable. If he's in within 100 yards, he feels like he's going to get birdies, folks.
Going with the 8 iron here.
The 8 iron, as he calls it, an iron. How do you make a game and call it an iron? No one says that, but I digress. Pretty good putt. It went a little right, as you saw the tracker there on the bottom right of your screen, and now he's got about 12, call it 14 feet, a little downhill for a 3rd straight birdie. Oh, and it just goes wide right there. Would have been a turkey, and you can let out the gobbles, but we won't be able to let out the gobbles here today. That would have been something, though. All right, we go on to what will be hole 7 here at TPC Sawgrass, as our man Hyzer flip, tied for 21st, 2 under. The leader is at 6 under, as, you know, I mean, Hyzer, he's feeling it. Started off with a rough bogey. He's got 2 bogeys on his scorecard, but he also has an eagle on his scorecard today. As if you like this video, go ahead and smash that like and subscribe button. And we're ready for hole 7, par 4, 437 yards. Fast push on that one. He likes these bunkers on the left side today, and that's going to be right in the sand again, getting beachy, feeling frisky.
From the fairway bunker.
.137, a fast back stroke, and he's going to go from bunker to bunker.
And can't be too pleased with that
And
one.
we'll look for an up and down as Hyzer tries to set his feet and get going again. Gotta trust that sand wedge out of these spots. And a solid shot. 99 scrambling so far from Hyzer on the day, and that's really what it comes down to a lot of times here at TPC Sawgrass. And that one's in there.
That one drops for.
And a little fist bump. Wow, he didn't even fist bump on his eagle. I don't remember seeing that, but wow, that's just a show that Hyzer doesn't want to drop any shots. He's happy with that. When you go from bunker to bunker and you get pars, you're going to have a good time. All right, 207, par 3, pretty long par 3 here. As you take a look at the flyover here. Plays as the 7th hardest hole on the course. Got a little wind to his back. And he's whipping out the 5-iron.
I think that's a 5-iron.
You'd be right. And now, onto the green. That looks pretty safe. And it even tracks a little bit towards the hole, and now a little long. And a 210-yard shot. Man, he's 15 feet away, and it's a little downhill. It's going to go a little from his left to right here, Jim. Just too much to the right here. He gets away from him a bit. He'll come back and try to knock down this par from 8 feet. Not a whole lot in this one. It's just going to go slightly from right to left here. And easy does it. Easy does it. Pars it again. And we move on.
And our leader today is currently at 8 under par.
8 under is the score to beat.
Okay, and
that guy's just kicking yams. And we go to the 9th hole, a par 5. It plays as the 5th hardest hole on the course. A pretty lengthy hole here, 548. As we take a look at the flyover, you want to just stay in that fairway, get as long down it as you can, and then a nice little creek there, or the little bridge. Wow, just gorgeous. A little left to right wind here. Playing with master clubs, that's how Hyzer does it. Doesn't play any funny games. Perfect backswing, perfect through, but it's a little left, you would think, and that's just good enough to be right on the left side of the fairway. And the fans like it as well. Nice claps from the guys. Wow. And gals. Well, looks like he's going to be able to reach it here. He's going to have to go over those trees. Whoosh. And overcooked it a bit. Wow. You been working out, Hyzer? Wow. And he'll come back here, up and down. We'll give him a birdie, and he's gonna... It's a 9-iron chip. It's always tricky. I never suggest to go with a 9-iron chip. A lot of times it'll run it by, but he's gonna put that loft way up high. Hope to get it to stop. And that is well judged. A little bit honky on the release there, but now for birdie. And he got it. puts it in. Another birdie for Hyzer Flip as he moves up the leaderboard through 9 holes. He is 3 under, 5 strokes off the lead as Bachelor, his new rival. We didn't talk about Bachelor coming into this, but he was designated as the rival for Hyzer, and he is through 15 holes at 8 under, 5 strokes ahead of Hyzer. Now then, on to hole number 10. 413 yards. It's a par 4. It's going to go from right to left. Bunkers on the left side. Then you got that big bunker right there. A lot of sand. 2 million tons of sand were used on this hole. I just made that up. And it is the 12th hardest hole, so it plays fairly easy, but you don't want to end up on that left side, that's for sure. The wind's going to help him a little bit here. And that's just beautifully back and through. That's how you want to do it. And beautiful.
And I think he's gonna like
keeps him right in the middle, takes the right side of that bunker out of it from being too far right. He's right at it, can take a great look at the hole. 133. He's got the gap wedge. He's just going to put a little bit of height on it here, a little lob. It's going to go a little left here, going towards the hole. And that is just nicely done. A pretty lengthy look at birdie there. He's going to like that one. 16 feet about. If I was to guess, just going to go a little downhill, and it's just going to go a hair. Starts a little left to right, then goes pretty harder from right to left, right at the end. We'll see how he judges it here. And that's good. Puts it in again. Hyzer's feeling himself right here. Another birdie. He goes to 4 under. And he's tied for 7th currently, and Bachelor just bogeyed 15. Wow, Bachelor. And we go to hole 11. It's 550 yards, par 5. Stroke index is 8. And that's pretty self-explanatory. You just want to get it right down the middle of the fairway. You don't want to end left. You don't want to have to challenge those bunkers on the left side. And a fast upswing, but that's probably going to be pretty good, and it is. Wow.
Nice shot. I think you'll like that. And about 245 yards to the pin. .245 here. You know, using these master clubs like Hyzer does, it gives you a chance to reach a lot of these par 5s. Gonna put just a hair of draw on it. Whack-a-mole. A little left, judging by the tracker on the right side of your screen. That is going to just go to the left of the green. Brings that bunker into play a little bit, but that shouldn't be a problem as he brings out the lob wedge. Trying to set up for birdie here. Looking to set up a birdie, and that one's going to pop in. Hopefully not go too long, and it sits nicely. A nice backspin on that one to get it to sit. And this is for birdie. And it's just going to go a little from left to right on him here as he sets up for another birdie. Oh, and that one just gets away from him just a little bit to the right, and he'll have a tap-in par, and you just take your lumps and move on there. Little fist bump. I think he should be a little more frustrated than fist bumping, but, you know, you can't control what your character does in this game. Tied for 9th. We go to hole 12. This plays as one of the easier holes on the course. 16th hardest. Par 4, pretty short, 333. And, you know, we've talked about it before. Hyzer likes it when he can get that second shot within 100 yards. He likes that, but you gotta watch out for that wad on the left side. Be a real shame if you shanked it to the left. It's gonna have a little bit of wind helping him out here. And it's tracking a little left, and that is dangerous. And that is exactly what you didn't want. He takes a drink, and now he'll have to go up and down to save par, as he will be shooting 3. From the light rough. Looks like he's gonna go sand wedge. Just goes off the back of the green here.
Now you just want to play damage control here. Get your bogey and move on as he looks to go up and down for bogey. 8 iron chip. That's a scary one. That is going to be a tough, tough putt for bogey.
From 20 feet.
20 feet out. Difference between 2 under and 3 under here. Pretty hard left to right. And that is just a tough shot. And he'll have that for a double bogey, and that one stings, but a lot of holes left to play. Puts it in, and we move on. If you're Hyzer, you just got to shake that one off and move on to the next hole. Plenty of holes left to play, including that very, very fun 17th hole. Wow.
For the par 3 hole.
Par 3 hole, 164. It is the easiest hole on the course. Just gonna put that high loft on it there. Playing at 152. His 8 iron goes about 160. Little wind coming back
Here's an
towards
8
him.
iron.
That's high up into the air, looks pretty good, and it is gonna bounce and sit right there, and a chance to take a birdie back and get back to 3 under here from about 11 feet. It's gonna go a little right to left the whole way, pretty stiffly.
Oh, that's
It just goes begging off the left side. It'll come back for par.
par.
Brr. Knocks it in. We move on to hole 14. Par 4. It's a toughie. Plays us the 4th hardest hole here at TPC Sawgrass.
And next up is a par 4, folks.
A record 50 balls found the water in 2007, and we saw one here for Hyzer. Hard hole here. 7 miles an hour coming back at him. Tracking left towards the end.
Fairway bound.
That's in the fairway, and that is going to be an interesting shot. Probably have to shoot it over top of these trees here. Yikers. Could play a big draw to the right of him, but I don't know if he's going to be into that. About 159 away. 7 iron goes about 172. He's on the fairway. 5 miles an hour wind coming back at him. Does he aim straight for that guy in the hat? Judging if that would miss the trees or not. And here we go. This is a trick shot, folks. Can he draw it around the trees and onto the green? He'll go for it. And it's over the trees. And it is well done. That's going to get on the green. And that'll give him a shot at birdie.
I think he's going to like that.
Well done with the trees trying to Bismack Biombo him. He says no trees. I want the green. I'm gonna put this out way left here. And the putt, and it looks pretty good. It just doesn't break enough at the end.
And about 4 feet.
And another disappointing par coming his way. And he knocks it down. Those fans are not practicing social distancing. And a lot of people are upset about it.
Currently at 800.
No masks either. Wow. That's hardcore fans here at TPC Sawgrass. On to 15, 2 holes away from the moment you've all been waiting for. And this is the 6th hardest hole on the course. 434, par 4. Got those trees on the right side, the bunker on the right side, pretty narrow fairway. If you stay in the middle, you don't have much to worry about here, but that's easier said than done. Stan Gentry here with you. That one's going to curl a little bit to the right.
Appears to be heading for the fairway here.
But it's in there. And that's where you want to be. Can take a shot right at it here.
5 yards out.
Just a little 5-mile-an-hour wind from left to right. This 8-iron carries 160. Wind's going to help him a bit. And wax them all.
With the 8-iron.
A little rough pattern there, but that looks pretty good. Maybe a little long. And it is, but safely on the green.
Looks like that's going to be on the green.
33 feet. Give or take, you know, I'm just guessing. And it's going to go from right to left the whole way. And it's a little downhill as well. Didn't look like he gave it enough to begin with, and it is short.
And this putt's for par.
This one's for par, and this isn't a gimme here. 6 feet. A little uphill, right to left. And he puts it in.
That putt
Staying at par. Not a lot of fireworks here lately, and now he'll play 16.
Sitting at 2 under for the day. Okay, and moving on to the 16th here.
It is a very short par 5. Very eagleable, you would think. He got an eagle on hole 2, the first par 5 of this course. And now, 15 holes later, a chance at another eagle here. And that would certainly help his score, and he's got to be thinking it. But look at that tough from right to left fairway. And he went drinking earlier. Hopefully, avoids it here. Shouldn't be a problem on this one. Can't even get to the water with the drive. Right to left wind. Gotta avoid the trees. A little bit of a draw here you would expect. That one's heading right over the trees. That's going left.
The short stuff.
And
it's going right through the brush on this one.
Into the brush. And that's going to be interesting. We've already seen one trick shot pulled. Not that terrible. It doesn't look like the trees are that much in his way, but might want to still try to avoid them, and brings that water into play, that's for sure. Gonna go with a hybrid out of the mulch. Haven't seen that since 62. Gonna put a little bit of a draw on it here. The wind will help him a bit to get it to go from right to left as well. Gonna fly a little lower. And here we go. Puts that one up. It's trick shot central here, and that is a beaut. He'll have that to set up a birdie from 22 yards. Big gallery on this hole. Big gallery. Gotta trust the lob wedge. Spoke to Hyzer before the round, he said, yeah, I like the lob wedge. Comes to a nice halt.
14 feet.
And 14 feet for birdie. I mean, it's just not going to do a whole lot. Right at the end, it goes a little right to left, it looks like. But at the beginning, it goes a little left to right, but not much at all. You would think just maybe a hair from right to left.
Oh, man, that was very close.
Oh. Just to the right, another tap-in par.
They'll get a par.
A frustrating back nine for Hyzer flip. Came into the back nine, 4 under. And now at 2 under as we go to the hole you've all been waiting for. A record 50 balls went in the water on this hole in 2007, as we talked about a little earlier. And it is one of the most fascinating holes in all of professional golf, as you see the flyover. 139. It plays hard because it's an island. But the wind's not gusting too much. That's what was happening in 2007. This is 2020, folks.
Here is the pitching wedge.
Pitching wedge. That's tracking.
Looking good.
Looking good. It sits down, and it sits like a good dog. Oh, you get a boop. And he'll have that for a birdie. Cool, calm, and collected. Taps it in. That's what the fans like to see.
And after that hole, 3 under on the day.
And 3 under on the day. Your leader's at 9 under, but playing for money here is Hyzer going into the final hole. And it is just as gorgeous with that water to the left. You want to avoid that. As they try to bring it home, just look at that beautiful mansion clubhouse in the background. Don't hit it into their yard. They will not like that. 9 miles per hour from left to right. Places the second hardest hole on the course.
This one's gonna find the
And that looks pretty good on that right side. Avoid those tree lines, and that'll be nice.
And about $110 to the pin from here.
About $110 to the pin here. 112. Sand wedge carries about 108. Little left to right wind. Gonna go back at him a little bit. Looking at that sand wedge. Zooms out a bit. And he's ready to fire. Nice backswing, a nice follow through. That's pretty dang good. Hopefully it gets a little bit pushed forward. It does a bit, and that'll be a tough putt to finish birdie. It'll be 20 feet. Just a hair uphill and a lot of right to left as, look at that gallery. Wow. Just a lot of people here today, folks. I thought we were supposed to be quarantined, but not here at TPC Sawgrass. It's a different world. That goes begging to the left. He will have that for a tap-in par, and he will look to finish.
On the final round.
I mean, he must have done it himself. Finishes with a 69. Nice. Just nice way to finish it. 3 under on the day. Not enough this time around for Hyzer, but we will be back with you for more entertainment. He ties for 16th. Finch just had a great game. Bachelor really blew it. And a 3 under round, very impressive. Got in the water a little bit, had some troubles, but that's going to do it for us, as John McCarthy says. Players Championship, a tie for 16th, Master Clubs, playing at a hard difficulty. That's Hyzer. Come back and see us. If you like this video, go ahead and smash that like and subscribe button. Tell us what you think in the comments, and we'll see you next time. Hyzer signing off. This is Stan Gentry.